Texas Department of Public Safety, Lieutenant Chris Olivarez. These numbers are just staggering. I don't even know where to begin. It must feel like what should we know? What should the public know when we hear numbers like this? 600,000 gotaways. Almost half of the encounters had to be released into this country. I don't even know where to begin, Chris.
Well, you're right on point, Charles, and also, I mean, just, thanks for having me. Great to be with you. So what I can tell you, it should be concerning, not only for law enforcement, but for the American people. When you see the amount of illegal immigrants that are coming across, and we're not talking about the families or the children, we're talking about those single adults that are coming across our border into the interior, some of those with criminal histories, criminal gang members, potential terrorists, and we've seen that. Also, U.S. Border Patrol has seen that as well. So this is the reality of this current border crisis. It's only going to continue to escalate, and we see that by the numbers. 62,000 that were released into the country from January. That's a staggering number compared to the previous years, and that's unacceptable as far as releasing these individuals into the interior when border agents, as well as our DPS personnel, are trying to secure the border by providing all the personnel, all the manpower, technology in order to apprehend these individuals and to stem the flow of migration. But again, because of the messaging and the fact that majority of these illegal immigrants are being released into the interior, does not help the current situation right now.
Where are they going once they're released into the interior?
That's a great question. That's a very good question. We've known that there's some of those flights that, of course, that some of the correspondents have been able to break some of those stories. And we've seen some of those flights that are being flown during the late night hours through other states. But again, we don't know. And when we mentioned the gotaways, of course, those are only gotaways that are reported. There's also those that don't set off any sensors or any cameras that we don't know who they are, and we don't know where they're at and what their intentions are. These are individuals that are in the country right now. This is the reality of the situation. It should be very concerning to the American people because it is a national security threat, not only to the state of Texas, but to the entire country.
Chris, when you interview these migrants, what are they telling you? Do they feel have they been emboldened by the Biden administration, what was said on the campaign trail, and obviously the fact that the White House is looking the other way as this happens? Do they feel emboldened almost as if they've been invited?
Well, they do because of the messaging that we saw, back in December 2020. That was the whole purpose why we're seeing this flow of mass migration taking place. But not only that, Charles, we're seeing the criminal organizations, the drug trafficking organizations, exploiting that messaging. They're profiting billions of dollars off of human smuggling as well as narcotics smuggling. And because of that, we're continuing to see this influx of illegal immigration taking place along the southern border. And it's going to continue. That was the whole reason why Governor Greg Abbott launched Operation Lone Star, to crack down on these organizations, and also, most importantly, to support our federal partners, because we know right now they are overwhelmed and their hands are tied. They're not able to do the job that they want to do, and that's being out there on the border trying to secure it and apprehend these individuals that are coming across.
I mean, that's admirable on the part of the state, but this feels like a national crisis. Is there any hope of getting any additional federal help?
Right now, Charles, we are not seeing that. We don't expect that on the state side. That's why everything that we are deploying to the southern border with Operation Lone Star, as far as technology and state funding, it's all from the state of Texas, from our state leaders. We're not getting any type of support from the federal government. Also, most importantly, constructing the first ever Texas border wall, that's all Texas funds. Again, we're not seeing any type of funds from the federal government, but of course, that's not going to stop us doing what we're doing right now. We're going to continue moving forward because we have dedicated men and women who are dedicated to this job in securing the border and safeguarding Texans.
Well, make sure those men and women know that we support them as well. Thank you so much, Chris.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.